Hey guys, welcome to week 7 of the PPL, the Pokemon Premier League. This week is against the Nottingham Forest Curse, led by Raiquin. I can never say the names right. I'm really bad at that. Anyways, we'll get down with my team and look at his potential team in just a second, but we have Predictable the Thundurus. This time I'm running a mixed Thundurus with U-Turn, Wild Charge, Knockoff, Grass on. He's a naive nature with Prankster and an Expert Belt with 176 in attack, 96 in special attack, and 236 in speed. 236 still allows me to outspeed his Infernape, which I say is probably his fastest thing on his team besides the Excadrill. I'm not 100% sure on this. I have Knockoff just so I can take out the Sliggoo pretty easily, because otherwise my Mamoswine's not going to be able to do too much to it, and if it goes for like Dragon Balls, I believe it could take me out, but Mamoswine is a big thing to handle his team. Now we're bringing Tomo-san, Calm Regenerator, Black Sludge, with Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Rain Dance, and Spore. He's actually specially defensive, 252 HP, 252 special defense, and 4 special attack. I'm bringing him, I need more things to set up the rain here, because it's going to be a weather war. It's going to be a total shit storm if I can't get rain up, because I have nothing that can handle his Excadrill, and Excadrill destroys my team. Nothing besides my Thundurus, which I'm sure he could just go for a Rock Slide and do major damage to. Nothing on my team can take more than 2 Earthquakes, and even if they can, they can't hit back very well. Next I'm bringing RT Drizzle the Politoed, Bold, 252 HP, 252 defense, with Surf, Hidden Power, Bug, Protect, and Endeavor. I also have Damp Rock on this thing to make the rain last a little bit longer. I'm a little bit hesitant on that, just in case I need some recovery, because Politoed doesn't have a lot of recovery. Like, all it has is leftovers, and maybe I could run Water Absorb, but he doesn't have any water Pokemon besides, Vaporeon, which, pretty coincidental that I swap in onto a Water Absorb, and I need Drizzle a lot more than Water Absorb in this battle. But Endeavor I have just in case I get low HP. Protect, no, just there in case I need to stall out some PP. Earthquake, if I can stall out Earthquake's PP, Politoed can eat up an Earthquake, but not very well. Then I'm bringing Remember Me the Mamoswine, Adamant Thick Fat, Life Orb. He's my powerhouse on the team. Icicle Spear, Ice Shard, Superpower, and Earthquake. Superpower is actually there just in case he decides to bring his Miltank, which is his newest drafted Pokemon. Oh, by the way, I drafted Frogadier. I have some plans for that thing to do some major work, but anyways, he just hits everything on his team so extremely hard. Like, nothing on his team gets, can easily switch in on to him. And then I'm bringing Spraybay, the Kingdra, Timid, Swift Swim, Damp Rock. He has Surf, Rain Dance, Signal Beam in case he decides to bring Celebi or Leafeon, which is, a problem. Leafeon can be very scary. If he brings Celebi, I don't have a lot for Celebi. I can't do too much. Signal Beam, if he has Celebi, then, Signal Beam's probably one of my only other options, besides HP Bug that can do a lot to him. And then I'm bringing, he's not named, but his name's actually supposed to be Moisturizer the Goodra. I changed him last minute to, I decided to go against bringing my Meowstic. The original set I had for Meowstic was a Prankster, Lagging Tail, Trick Meowstic that I was going to trick Lagging Tail onto his Excadrill and make it, because Lagging Tail gives you negative priority and would make you go before the opponent. Although with Prankster, it counteracts that and still uses Prankster. But I decided I need more bulk on this team. It would be nice to handle his Sliggoo if he decides to bring it with my Goodra, although Sliggoo can eat up a lot of hits. But this team is probably just going to be a weather war. We're going to go to Raiquin's team in just a second, so I will be right back. Alright guys, so looking at Raiquin's team, the Nottingham Forest Curse, he's got the Mega Altaria, which is an extreme problem. I have not a lot to take it out if it gets a Cotton Guard up. It's actually pretty scary. I'm really hoping he doesn't bring that. Infernape, I don't expect him to bring it at all because, you know, it's a fire type, and other than being able to hit hard with a close combat, he can't really do too much to my team. I mean, if he's choice banded, he could Stone Edge my my Thunderous, he could close combat my Mamoswine, which he outspeeds, Thunder Punch pretty much any of my water types. It could be a pain in the ass then, but I really don't think he's bringing in Infernape, and even if he does, I can handle it extremely well, especially in the rain and with a Kingdra. So Vaporeon, I definitely expect him to bring. He wants that water immunity, so he can handle all my water type attacks and be able to, you know, hit me back. Probably stall out for time with Toxic, Wish Protect, you know, that bullshit that Vaporeon loves to do. Celebi, I definitely feel like Celebi is coming. Why wouldn't he bring Celebi? Celebi is crazy threatening to my team. I mean, it outspeeds my Mamoswine, could go straight up for a Giga Drain, destroy Mamoswine. If he gets Stealth Rocks up, if I don't have a Focus Sash up, I'm pretty much dead to Celebi. He could be Nasty Pot, Baton Pass, it's just a pain in the ass. Excadrill is definitely coming. He's gonna use it to outspeed a lot of my Pokemon with Sand Rush, and it's gonna be a total pain in the ass. Miltank, I don't know if Miltank's coming. I did some preparation to handle Miltank, and just, you know, I have superpower. I could, you know, U-turn on it. I could do a bunch of shit. Kingdra, if it's especially defensive Miltank, I don't know if I could take it out. But, you know, I'm not too worried about Miltank. So, Spiritomb, I have nothing that can one-shot Spiritomb. Maybe, if he's not especially defensive, my Kingdra may be able to take it out in the rain. I don't have any Fairy-type moves on the team, except for maybe Meowstic, who he could just Shadow Sneak and it'd be gone. Hippowdon is definitely coming. Hippowdon's gonna set up the sand, cancel out my rain, and just do so much work to my team. And if I can get Hippowdon out of the way right off the bat, that would be amazing. If I can't, you know, it'll be, you know, switch in, switch out thing. I'm not really too worried about if he sets up Stealth Rocks or anything. It may matter later on with the switch ins and switch outs. I'm not too certain, but I'm not too worried about it. Plus, the only things that it really damages extremely badly is my Thunderous and my Mamoswine, and even then, I don't think I'm going to be switching them in too often. Leafeon could come. Not too worried about it. I don't think he's brought it yet. I'm not 100% sure. If he does bring it, I definitely have Goodra, who has Sap Sipper to eat up any Leaf Blades. Can't eat a knockoff as well as I'd like to. I know Leafeon likes to do Sub-Sword Stance. It could also do a random Chlorophyll thing if he decides to do that. I think Celebi gets Sunny Day. He could be running dual weather on this shit. Sneasel. Sneasel definitely handles a lot of my team. Handle the Goodra. Handle my Mamoswine if it has a Brick Break. My Amoonguss is not going to appreciate any Ice move. Neither is Thunderous, and neither is Kingdra. And Sliggoo, if Sliggoo comes, I don't know if Sliggoo's come. I'm prepared for Sliggoo with knockoff. Goodra can definitely wall the shit out of it. If he does bring it, it's either Sap Sipper to pretty much cancel out any of my Amoonguss's spores, or it's Rest Hydration to use my rain against me. I'm definitely gonna have to figure out which it is in the battle to, you know, test out. But even if he does bring it in on my Amoonguss, I can eat up an Ice Beam. I don't think he's gonna be bringing any fire type moves, especially in the rain. So now we're gonna get on to the battle. Thanks for watching. Be right back. Alright guys, let's get this started. So I decided to lead off with my Thunderous. Of course, it's always my favorite thing to lead off with, because no one ever expects you to lead off with it, and I love leading off with it because I can U-turn, I could taunt, I could do a lot of things here. He leads off with his Infernape, which is fine. I'm like, I swap out Fearing the Stone Edge, even though I know I can take one. Unless he's Choice Banded. Then I can't take it. Then it's a pain in the ass. So I swap into Politoed, expecting some type of Stone, Rock, or Fire move. He actually goes for Stealth Rocks, which is going to matter a lot in the late game here. So I actually just go for a Hidden Power, expecting him to either switch, and, you know, I could break the Focus Sash, because obviously, if you lead with Infernape, it's going to be Focus Sash. But he gets a Mach Punch off. He later tells me that he wanted me to go for Surf or Scald there, bring him down to Sash, and then go for Endeavor. And luckily, I did not do that. I'm not going to sit here and play around like I knew he was going to do that or anything. I didn't. He brings out his Leafeon, and I'm just like, nope, Politoed needs to get the hell out of here. So I'm going to bring in my Amoonguss to take a Leaf Blade because it's 4 times resisted, and look how much it does. I'm not even physically defensive, and at a crit, it does like nothing. It does like 20 damage. That's literally it. So I'm going to be able to get that back, and I decide to, you know, just go for a Giga Drain, expecting him to swap into Vaporeon because it's especially defensive. And he actually goes into Slim Shady, his Sliggoo, and this does nothing. And since he's, you know, not Sap Sepper, I'm like, well, is he Gooey or is he Hydration? What is he here? So I go for Spore after he goes for an Ice Beam, and it does a decent amount to me, even though I'm especially defensive. And I go for Spore, and it turns out he actually is Hydration, so I don't have to worry about Gooey being outsped, although not really anything on my team except for Thundurus would have been slowed down by Gooey, so I don't know why I did that. I could have, you know, swapped out into, you know, Goodra or Mamoswine here. And I'm going to take some Stealth Rock damage. Remember me. And I'm going to go... I'm going to take an Ice Beam. And I'm going to take it pretty well because I'm thick fat. And I go for an Earthquake here, expecting him to swap out. I did damage calcs to see how much it do to Vaporeon. It actually is a 2-hit KO. And it does a lot more than I thought it would. And because I think I was calculating physically defensive. And I think he was especially defensive for Vaporeon. And the rain stops here, which doesn't matter too much. I'm just going to go straight for another Earthquake. I didn't really care if he swapped out too much, because Earthquake does a number on his team, especially to Excadrill or Amoonguss. And he's actually going to bring in his Leafeon here again. I'm going to swap out because I can't take him out with an Ice Shard, and he can, you know, kill me here. So I'm going to swap into Tomo-sun, expecting him to go for another Leaf Blade. I could have swapped into Goodra here, and, you know, use Sap Sipper, but I just thought it's probably better just to go into Amoonguss in case he goes for a knockoff or Sword Stance or something. And he goes for Natural Gift, and it turns out this is actually Natural Gift with I don't remember what berry he said it was, but it's fire. The berry makes it fire. And I was hoping this would kill at a 12.5% chance to kill, and it doesn't. And I decide, you know, I'm just going to stack off Amoonguss here. It could be useful later, but I really don't want anything else taking a knockoff. I could have swapped into Thundurus, but I wasn't thinking too far ahead here. Oh my lord. And I'm going to bring in Mamoswine, just go straight up for the Ice Shard, the safest play I could, because it does a decent amount of damage to all his Pokemon, and it's the best way to take out this Leafeon. So I'm going to take some Life Orb damage, and, he's going to bring out his ERB, the Powdon. And I'm going to swap out here into my Politoed, I believe. And this is probably not too good of a play. I wanted to get his Sand away, preventing him from doing anything, but the damage Politoed takes here is too much for me right now, and I'm just going to get my Rain up here. Oh my damn. Oh my damn. But this Earthquake, I wish I hadn't swapped in Politoed there. It would have mattered a lot. I actually go for Endeavor here, expecting him to swap out into his Sliggoo, and it would do a decent amount of damage. And if I had Ice Beam, I could have killed from here. But I didn't. I had HP Bug, Protect, Endeavor, and Surf. So I swap into my Goodra, and he's going to go straight up for the rest and get all his HP back, which really does suck for me, because I could have sacked off a couple Pokemon, and then, you know, it matters on later in the match. I make some really dumb plays, letting things die that I shouldn't have when I could have just stalled things out. Like right here. This is just going to be a battle between Goodra and Sligoo. It's really stally. Basically, he just goes for another rest to see how much this would do. And he's going to get all his HP back. And hydration is just... It's good on Sligoo. It really is good on Sligoo. And when it's necessary, I wish I had hydration here, because I could have definitely stalled this thing out and killed it. But he goes for a Dragon Pulse, and it does barely anything to me, because I'm assault vested, and I eat it all up. And I should have just gone for more Dragon Pulses here. It's probably my best play. And he goes for another rest, you know, preserving his Sligoo. And I really don't like stall, but this is a bit of stall in this match, where he's just trying to prevent me from taking out his Sligoo. I go for another Dragon Pulse, and eventually I'm gonna kill him before he kills me. Except he goes for a Dragon Pulse here, and I actually decide to what do I do? I think I swap out into Thunderous here, because I got impatient, and he goes for a Dragon Pulse, and it does a lot more than I wanted it to. A shit ton more than I wanted it to. And I could have just stayed into Goodra here. I could have just stayed into Goodra, because even if he rested, he wouldn't have gotten his HP back. I knock off the Eviolite, and he's just gonna go straight up for the Ice Beam, knock out my Thunderous, which kind of sucks because I might have needed him later in the match as some switch-ins, or even as death fodder. But I'm gonna bring in Goodra here, and he's gonna definitely clean up this Sligoo, this little non-evolved little bastard. So I take out the Sligoo, and the crit does not matter here at all. It really doesn't. It would have probably been a 2-hit KO if, well, if he didn't have the Eviolite. He brings in his Guacamole, and I'm just like, fuck, something's gonna die here during an Earthquake. So I just sack off Goodra, because I don't think I need it anymore. I really only had it there to counteract the Sligoo, and my Goodra's gonna go down. So I'm gonna bring in my Politoed, which kind of sucks because Stealth Rock's gonna do some major damage to me. And I did think that I could swap in one more time and get the rain up. And so I swap out, sack off my Mamoswine to an Earthquake, so I could bring in my Kingdra for free. And Mamoswine's gonna die here. And even if he didn't go for the Earthquake, something would have died here. Like, Earthquake does way too much to all my Pokemon, and Excadrill was going to be a major problem from the start, and I knew that. So he's actually Life Orb, so I bring in my Kingdra, and I actually had Rain Dance on this thing, and it would have been pretty awesome. I could have predicted him to go into his Hippowdon and get the sand away, so I could have taken out the Goodra, but I just went for Surf, thinking I could have swapped in Politoed one more time and get the rain back up, but I didn't realize Stealth Rock's damage goes before the rain, and this is actually gonna be GG for him, because he can just bring in his Guacamole and Earthquake pretty much everything here. So I'm gonna bring in my Politoed, thinking I can bring up the rain, but I actually just die on entry to Stealth Rocks, which really does suck. I wish rain came before Stealth Rocks or anything. That would have been amazing. And there's really nothing I could do here. I knew at this point Earthquake was a guaranteed kill. Even if I was physically defensive, it would have killed me anyways. So GG Raiquin. It was an amazing game. I'll have a link to his channel in the description below. You guys go check him out, and I'll see you guys later.